Hey, what's going on? My name is Mick, and I'm posting my day trading journey right here on YouTube with complete transparency and honesty. And today I actually made some money back after losing so much the other day. I lost like 1,800 bucks a couple of days ago off of just a complete mental deterioration, psychological failure. I learned a lot about myself that day and what kind of mistakes that I tend to make and how I can move forward. So we're good. This was my first day actually taking trades since that happened. And I took 3 scalps, so I made 450 bucks. I also am making sure not to put myself in that mindset where it's like you've got to make all that money back in one day. That's just not realistic. So I took 3 scalps, made 225, 112, and 112. I was in these trades probably 30 seconds each. Right now I'm still so early in my education that I am really not willing to hang in these trades longer than I need to, just because I don't have conviction in my trades. So I'm doing what I think is correct in my analysis, what I think is correct, but I don't have enough education. I don't have enough confidence and conviction in my setups to actually hold them long. So I'll still use them as entries and still as general trade ideas, but as far as the length of time in the trade, I'm just shortening just because the confidence isn't there. So again, 3 trades today. Each one of these trades, I was trading 3 MES, or excuse me, not 3 MES, 3 ES contracts. So I'm just taking a couple of ticks here just to get to these amounts and really not stressing too much about this. So I kind of wanted to discuss like what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and kind of what my thoughts were today. So this is the 5-minute chart, kind of looking at yesterday, what we had going on yesterday, and kind of how we approach today. Obviously, right now it's 250. The market is still open, and it looks like we're still continuing up. But what I wanted to do was kind of zoom in on the 5-minute chart to kind of give you an idea. Kind of looks like a trending day. We had the better part of the middle part of the day was kind of a little bit of consolidation, didn't really make a lot of movement either way. But the decisions that I made were pretty cool, and I was excited that things worked out for me. And so let me zoom in. So trended up pretty much most part of the day, and what I was keeping an eye on was, I didn't really get in front of the computer until around like 11, probably around 11, as we kind of reached this high, and I basically marked this fair value gap right here as we were coming up, kind of kept my eye on it, didn't think too much of it, and then we started to actually have some reactions off of it. So if you notice this first reaction here, we bounced right out of it. And I'm keeping an eye on this. And what I was looking for was some sort of like, I don't know, I guess stop hunt, in some sense. And so what I was thinking was that this bounce right here, it actually lined up, and you can kind of see my Fibonacci retracement levels as well. I did it from the bottom of the morning all the way until this high right here. And so this retracement, actually, this particular wick actually came down to 23.6. So I felt really good about that retracement. And it kind of coincided with this fair value gap. And so I was feeling pretty good about it. I was keeping an eye on this first one. And then when I saw the drop just past it, that's kind of what tipped me off. It's like, okay, that kind of felt like a little bit of a stop hunt to me. In that we were still hovering around the 23.6, so still felt like a decent entry point on pullbacks for the Fibonacci retracement. Kind of used that along with the fair value gap that we were kind of dealing with, and I took my longs right about here. My first entry was my best entry, and had I held on to it for a longer position, it would have been great. But I got long at 41.99, which was on this green candle right here, and I felt like it was a really good one. I set my stop at about 41.95, like 50, so right at the below here where I'm assuming they were grabbing the stops, and I took just a small scalp off of that candle right here. In hindsight, I think the move is not too far off. The fair value gap kind of lining up with the retracement into the 23.6%. Seemed to me like a pretty good entry point. Again, I don't have the conviction to be able to hold these trades longer, so I just took my 3 ES contracts, scalped about 2 or 3 times. The other scalps were here. I basically waited for another pullback and to get basically a better entry price, and then I bought another scalp from here and kind of rode 2 up this direction here. So again, $400 in just a matter of 5 to 10 minutes of scalping. Basically going with the trend, not trying to go against the trend. We're still trending upwards at this point, and I was looking for opportunities to get long. In hindsight, yes, this still probably would have been a really great entry for a long setup, like that I can hold for, I guess longer than just a scalp. So in hindsight, that's what I want to make sure I'm doing is I have higher conviction in these trades. That way, instead of just scalping, I can actually hold these longer and then get better risk reward levels. Because right now with scalping, it's kind of hard to get high quality risk rewards that are well planned out, and so definitely something I can work and get better towards. And then somebody had mentioned to me also that on the 1 hour time frame, that this fair value gap actually coincided with what I believe was an order block from, what did they say? An order block from Tuesday? Oh, here we go. I'm completely in the wrong way here. So it coincided with an order block on Tuesday. So I did not have this marked out, but what they were mentioning was that the order block right here, I'm not even sure if I'm doing this right. That's kind of what I'm trying to work on here is, and that's one thing I need to work on as well. I am not familiar with order blocks and breaker blocks enough to start using them yet. But going back here, what they had mentioned was that see right here. So what they were mentioning was that this fair value gap, the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement, and this order block from Tuesday's sell-off actually came together to make a pretty decent trade setup had I actually taken it and known, well, excuse me, I did take it. I took scalps, but had I taken it much longer for a longer trade, and had I actually put the order blocks on my charts. I'm still learning. I'm still figuring this thing out. But today, I will take my $450 and I will be done and go into this long weekend. So happy Memorial Day to everybody, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Peace.